why the David Goggins approach didn't work for me and why it's not working for you either. Now, first of all, to start the video, I want to talk about David Goggins as a man. He's a man who, you only have to search him up on Google to see all of his achievements. He has done ultra marathons and has an incredible physique, and ultimately is known as one of the hardest men on planet Earth. Now, this is a person that many people aspire to and a man with amazing achievements, and this video is not to hate on him or take that away from him. But the truth is for 99% of people, his approach to life is not sustainable and you shouldn't be following it. Now, the David Goggins approach is sort of the idea that you put 100% effort in every day to everything in your life, especially focusing on exercise. And the problem with this is that his approach saps your energy. So the next day you go to do the 100%, it might work for one day and you might feel great, right? But the next day you're going to feel so tired, you're going to feel so sore that you end up just not getting out of bed, and you end up not doing any work at all because you are so tired. And it takes a huge amount of mental discipline, mental resilience to get up and do 1% of what he is promoting. Now, this approach clearly works for him, right? But he is a person who has built this up over time. If you read his book, which I actually have because I'm a person who is very... he's one of my role models. If you read his book, you will know that the first day he started this journey, he was, I think, nearly 300 pounds. And he went out, and tried to run for a mile. And then I believe he made it sort of down the road and he turned back. And he then just kept going, and built himself up. And today he is the man he is, who, runs ultra marathons, does incredible things. I don't believe he has it anymore, but he did break the pull-up record in 24 hours. Incredible guy, and I don't want to take that away from him. But the truth is he is not, a lot of you that have work responsibilities, animals, you might have a 9 to 5, is just not sustainable. His approach also takes up a huge amount of time, right? Because he does exercise for hours and hours. That is like pretty much what his life is made up of. And, he wakes up at 3 a.m. and stuff like that. But if you are working a 9 to 5, you have someone you may need to look after, like a younger sibling or an ill family member, etc. Not even with that, it's just for 99% of people, probably 99.9% of people, just not possible to do that. And I guarantee with this approach you will quit. Now I want to quickly touch on my personal story with this, because growing up seeing that influence of that mindset, like, always go 100%, run marathons every day, whatever. I try to do this, and I've only now realised that you need to build yourself up, and the consistency will beat short-lived effort every single time. Every single time. Before I knew this, I fell into a trap of then being ashamed that I couldn't do the hard work. Because, I got real shame, because I was like, I saw these other guys that have built themselves up over years and years achieve what I just wanted. I wanted to make people proud. You know, I wanted to be the person. I wanted to be like David Goggins. But the truth is that takes years and years of hard work and does not come overnight. You cannot, with one hard workout session, achieve what he achieves. And you also end up living a life that is consumed of constantly being better. And the truth is, again, for 99.9% of people, you're just not going to be the best. Probably at anything, but you can be very good at many things with consistency. And this is not by going out and going for one run where you literally run yourself into an injury and you're like, yeah, I still got to run. You know, you're going to be constantly injured, constantly tired, have no energy for anything but exercise, and not even have the correct energy for exercise. And invariably, this is going to actually make your exercise worse because your body needs recovery. When your body's sore, that's your body asking, you know, go easy on me. Let me get some rest, because that is how you're meant to function. However, if you've been to a gym, you'll realise for like the first month, you might get really sore. And then you just over time just start getting less and less sore. And that is building yourself up. Your muscles are getting conditioned to doing this. And this isn't just with exercise in the gym, by the way. This is with anything. This is with money. You know, you don't go from a prolific spender or a serious gambler to just nothing. You know, you don't waste any money. It doesn't happen. And if you might do that for a month, you might do this challenge, 30-day challenge. And then after that 30 days, you just go straight back to it. So the solution to this would be starting off with a more minimalistic and sustainable approach to build yourself up, build your resilience up, and build your ability to do hard work up. I'm not saying go out and run like David Goggins, but you sort of build this mindset, and in the hard work you understand it just needs to be done. And even if, to be honest, you're someone lazy, just getting out and doing a little bit each day, you could do 5 push-ups, and that is 100 times better than doing 0 a day. 5 push-ups a day, or, you know, if you're not quite at the level of doing 5 push-ups, you can do knee push-ups, right? Just something. Just get out there and do it, okay? And so I'm going to give you an example here. Is like, so say you're building a house, right? Builders will start with building the foundation, right? You don't build the roof straight away, right? You don't do all these complicated interval runs or whatever. You start with the foundation, so that could be, I don't know, this all depends on your fitness levels and where you are at right now, so you can tailor this to wherever you're at. You start off with a mile run a day. And I would recommend an easier thing, but daily, just to get that consistency. This isn't about completely optimizing this isn't completely optimizing your routine, ice baths, all of that straight away. You build that stuff comes later. You think about it, this journey is a lifelong journey. This isn't an overnight thing, right? This stuff takes time. If you stick with it and find what's easy, but also a little bit challenging, that you don't quite want to do it, but you've just got to get out there every day, but don't make it an impossible thing, right? You've got to find that balance of being a little bit hard, but not too hard, so that you don't go out there and do it, okay? And then you can start going from, say, a mile run a day, and then maybe you add, 20 push-ups a day. And then the next week you might add 20 squats a day. And then you might add a plank. But just start off with what you enjoy and what you can sustainably, consistently do over a long period. Slowly build yourself up. And the reps will pay off. Like, all that consistency is going to pay off. Whereas, if you do one hard workout, you won't see the difference. You can do the most optimal gym workout ever. One time, even 5 times, even 10 times. Yet if you just did 10 push-ups a day over a year period, you would be so far ahead of the person that just did 5 or 10 workouts. I guarantee you. You need to do it on a consistent basis. Okay? Find what you can do and go out and achieve it. Thank you guys for watching. Please take this in. This is a very valuable video in my opinion. And thank you for watching.